Guys, and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please make me a favor and just like the video and subscribe on the channel. It grows the channel faster with every subscription. And with that being said, let's dive into today's topic, which is the entry level job market and the difficulties of young people in EU and US to find that entry level job that start in their careers. So I don't think we exaggerate when we say that the entry level job market is exceptionally tough, with statistics pointing out that over 70% of the 2025 graduates struggling to find relevant roles. And this is partly due to AI displacing entry level tasks, increased experience requirements, and companies demanding more and more ready to go talent, so already having some experience. The competition is intense and it's often leading to underemployment for years and years, making it crucial to gain some specific technical skills, leverage networking, and emphasize adaptability. And of course, accepting lower wages. So one interesting article I found from the Global Recruiter talks about this. More than half of grads struggle for entry-level jobs in UK and Europe. And based on their research, recent college and university graduates are changing their job-seeking behavior as they contend with a contracting entry-level labor market. So, in a survey of nearly 1,200 recent grads, 59% reported it was very challenging to find a full time entry level job this year, and only 9% found that easily. And they pointed out to a lack of experience, 25%, too much competition, 24%. As top challenges in finding a job right now. And of course, they see AI as the usual suspect, exacerbating these barriers to employment. So 79% believe AI could be reducing the number of entry level jobs in the field. And this is getting worse and worse in the future. So, if we talk about the key factors driving the struggle outside of the AI disruption, because AI is indeed taking over tasks often used for training, such as data processing, basic reporting, results resulting in fewer roles to start a career with those. So the entry level people now need to be more prepared and um, accustomed to do some more complex work, not just the one that AI can do pretty good. This leads us to the experience paradox, as I call it. So employers increasingly require 1 to 3 years of experience for entry-level jobs, which is about a 20% increase in skill demands over the past 5 years. But of course, that raises the question. So if you go on an entry-level job with no experience and they ask for experience, how are you supposed to get it? Okay, some of the people do internships, they acquire some experience, maybe working part-time during their school years, but it's not the case for everyone. And that poses indeed a problem. So for me, in the last year, I've worked, but just a little for about 1 month or so. So it wasn't like really practical experience, just got to get accustomed a bit to the workplace. But then again, it was 20 years ago, so when I started my career, and AI was just a concept back then. Going back to current times and the struggles faced by young people, It's also the high competition, so massive number of applicants for every position make it difficult to stand out, with recruiters spending only a few seconds on each resume. And then the overhiring cleanup. So many companies are focusing on hiring fewer but more experienced people rather than training new hires. After that bump with overhiring just after the pandemics. So if you are thinking about the the common hurdles in the EU and US um, in this severely competitive market in 2026, characterized by high requirements and reduced opportunities for beginners, and maybe there's a bit of a difference with the US market generally offers higher pay, but both regions are struggling with similar obstacles related to AI adoption, lack of training, and economic stagnation. So the lack of training is also a problem because companies are cutting back or eliminating training programs for new staff. They are trying to reduce costs as the economy is not in a good place and the forecast is not looking good either. So they prefer to get people already with experience, which is something that entry level people generally lack, of course. And then the intense competition to just grab the top, the crop of the crop. Junior level positions are experiencing the highest level of competition as firms hold on to senior staff and then freeze hiring. So some specific hurdles for EU would be language barriers because in Europe there are different languages being spoken. So local language proficiency of on B2 level is a major hurdle for international applicants. Then some regulatory complexity, tax regulation across different EU countries, for example, regional variation because the market is not uniform, and countries like, for example, Germany have seen steep drops in junior software development roles. Then the qualification recognition, which is getting a bit more leveled inside EU, but it's still a problem. In US, of course, there are the visa and work authorization for international applicants. Then the networking reliance. So the US job market relies heavily on networking and referrals, which can disadvantage foreign applicants or those without these connections. Then there are experienced high layoffs in tech and finance field. So this sector, once a major source of entry-level roles, has been significantly restructuring due to AI being more and more present. And as I've mentioned, the shortage of training similarly to EU. So companies really recognize that they can just cut training and have already somebody that is up to the job, and they will save some cost. So some strategies for success, what they would recommend you for a successful application would be a targeted skill development. So to focus on acquiring a technical proficiency in tools relevant to the industry. So just make a difference between what school teaches you and what the employer is looking for. It's not always the same, and actually the case is very rarely it's the same. Then just focus on networking over applying. So in a crowded market, personal referrals and networking on platforms like LinkedIn, for example, uh, often surpass the traditional application methods. As like I said, the recruiters only spend a few seconds per resume. um, then a good idea is also to seek mentorship to build a relationship with experienced professionals who can offer guidance and advocate for your progression. And maybe you have persons in your family or your circle of friends who are already working in the fields that you are interested, asking them for advice and seeking mentorship is always a good idea. And of course, to use AI to your advantage, even if at this point AI seems to be the enemy, still you can use its tools for optimizing the resumes and preparing for interviews. But make sure that you also ensure personalization. So just don't copy paste from there, just put your personal touch, as many recruiters like that. Guys, I hope you liked the topic for today. It's a subject we'll continue to revisit, but please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you. Goodbye.